If you don't believe in momentum, you might be a believer now. Talking Arkansas football coming off a difficult, excruciating loss against Texas A&M at the wire. A lot of twists and turns in this game, and one in particular. We got Ty Hudson on the line from Hogville, but no time to mope. We got Alabama on the doorstep coming to Fayetteville. Ty, how you doing?
Yo, what's going on, Mark? Thanks for having me, as always.
Absolutely. Well, the play over the top of the goal line, stretching for the goal line, fumble, scoop, and score. It looks like it's 21-7 Arkansas. Instead, it's a 14-13 game. I think pretty much that was the turning point. Would we agree on that one?
Yeah, a lot of rhetoric, local radio and people around here talking about, well, that one play can't define the whole game. And, A&M did just enough to win the game. Fair enough. But no, that one play, absolutely. I mean, it had such a massive impact on this game. It is weird. It kind of feels like this game boils down to a small handful of plays, missed field goal, missed the first down, first and goal from the 3 yard line, whatever it was, the 3 yard line. And you do a Superman leap over the dog pile for whatever reason. And you turn the ball over. That, ladies and gentlemen, is why you don't do that. Nothing against KJ. KJ's been a spectacular quarterback. I think he really thought he could leap over that pile, but clearly he was very short, and A&M saw the mistake, and kudos to them for making the play and not just that heads up play, but then the heads up play to hand the ball off, which I think is what happened on that exchange. To hand the ball off and then run down the field and pick up 7 points. It was a momentum killer. Arkansas clearly struggled to recover from that, and we've seen it before in Arkansas. We have. Before the Sam Pittman era, though, where something like that would happen, and it felt like that was kind of the straw that broke the camel's back, even that early in the game. But Pittman's teams don't give up, and they don't give in. And they did keep it a fight. The defense did what they could to, keep this game level, and didn't give up a whole bunch of points. Again, A&M is I think you and I have talked about that a little bit last week, if I recall. A&M's not a great offense. They've struggled. Max Johnson is a sub 55% completion type passer. Their offense outside of A-Chain, kind of anemic. So I had a feeling it would be low scoring. My prediction was, I think it was 30 to 21 Arkansas. But at the beginning of the year, I chose this game, and despite some of the rhetoric hurled at me, I picked Arkansas to win or to lose this game in my too early or my preseason pick. I think it was my too early pick and my preseason pick. I could be wrong. I don't remember. Yeah, it was, because I went from 9-3 to 8-4. So I stuck with A&M winning or winning the game until the week of, and I did a reverse with what I did with the Longhorns a year ago. I said, no, I think Arkansas wins this game because of what we've seen on offense, despite how bad their secondary was. It felt like a mismatch. I still think it was. I still think Arkansas is a 10-point team better than A&M, if not more. But, it just was one of those weeks. It was a perfect storm, and A&M capitalized. They were the better team on Saturday.
Yeah, so to defend KJ Jefferson and any athlete in that situation, I got to remind myself of this. This is my theory. Part of what makes him so super confident in himself and allows him to do all the things that he does in developing his skills and going out there is also going to play into I can do anything. So there's the defense there. And drives me crazy, guys diving for the pylon, stretching out the ball, fumbling, when it's like you can take a 1st and goal at the half-yard line. That's okay. But again, one of the things that makes them super confident and that alpha dog is also going to play in that kind of situation. The other thing is, I don't know how many times you've seen the last field goal, but have you ever seen the ball hit the top of the upright? I don't know that I've ever seen that.
It's the most Arkansas thing ever. I mean, for that to happen like that. And Cam Little he's such a good kid, man. I like Cam Little a lot. He's a good dude, great teammate, I hear, and he's real coachable and I've heard nothing but good things about him, and I felt so bad for him the way that went down. And last year he was so good as a freshman kicker, or as a kicker. Period. I mean, he was damn good for Arkansas a year ago. Seemed automatic. For that to happen, I think now he's 50% on the year. He's 2 of 4 on the season. If I looked at that correctly. I've never seen anything like that. And the first thing I thought in the back of my mind when me and my neighbor were watching the game here in the living room, the first thing that popped up in the back of my mind was that's the most Arkansas thing ever to end a game. That was it. Because I've never seen anything like that before.
Got Ty Hudson on the line, hogville.net. Get on over there for your Arkansas football coverage. And right here on YouTube, Hogville.net. You see it right there, right here on YouTube. Now, take me through the situation. Hopefully you recall this because I had somebody ask this on our call-in show after the game, and I couldn't recollect because, as is typically the case, I'm watching 3 games at the same time, and I'm not keeping track of everybody's timeouts and so forth and so on. But they said that Sam Pittman called timeout before the kick. Again, that blew past me. I just watched the kick. That he called a timeout before the kick. They should have had plenty of time to get out there, kick the ball. And there was about $1:20 on the clock when they turn it over on the missed field goal to Texas A&M. I'd have to go through the play-by-play and, again, the math of the play clock and all that to figure out if they could have gotten the ball back with an extra timeout.
So I think they would. They had 1 timeout left after that. And forgive me, I have not gone back and watched that game yet. We're recording early Monday morning. Well, early for me, Monday morning. I haven't had a chance to go back and rewatch the game yet, but yeah, I think he even in the post game kind of talked about that a little bit. Some of the clock management issues, which has not been a problem with him here. I mean, it feels like they've done a pretty good job with their clock management. Maybe I'm remembering it wrong. My memory does suck long term, and if I don't, I've got to rewatch stuff, which is why I do. I haven't rewatched this one, but I think they had time. They could have gotten the unit out on the field and been just fine. So I saw some people comment that he iced his own kicker, and I mean, maybe I don't know. Again, I'm sure someone will watch this and they'll correct us down in the comment section, which is fine. I hope they do so we get it right. But yeah, I think they had time to get the field goal unit out on the field, and you could have had 2 timeouts, given them the ball back, assuming whatever happens after that. But yeah, this whole game, like I said, it just felt like a perfect storm. It felt like, and I'm not accusing at all of Sam Pittman being anything near as awful as Chad Morris, but it felt like one of those type of games where they were, you had the turnover. They only had the 1 turnover, but and then it just was sloppy. Some of the play calling on the offensive end, and then maybe the clock management issues at the end of the game. It had that feeling to it. Not only that, but Arkansas is a better team than A&M. I stand by that. They're a more complete team head to toe than the Aggies, even though the Aggies now have 2 straight ranked wins. One of their ranked wins came against Miami. What the hell happened to Miami on Saturday? They got curb stomped by who? I clearly believe Arkansas is a better football team than the Aggies, but it was just one of those situations where it was just a perfect storm. And A&M, you have to give them credit. They were better on that day, but I still feel like Arkansas just gave this game away, and we could look at several situations, but again, it feels like there were maybe 5 plays, maybe 4 plays where if they'd gone a different way, Arkansas wins this game easily. But what happened. And it's our job to discuss it, the following Monday.
Well, here's the deal. Obviously, after something goes wrong, it's easy for people to pile on and figure out you should have done this, you should have done that.
For sure.
Some of those things can be obvious in terms of, that was clearly a mistake versus just, do you let the field goal unit go out onto the field with the play clock rolling, or do you call the timeout to make sure everybody's set? So if there's 2 or 3 seconds left in the game, the timeouts don't matter at that point. Nobody can call timeout. It's the last play of the game, let's say. Yeah. You call the timeout. If you don't feel comfortable about just trotting your field goal team out there, let's make sure everybody knows their assignments. We've seen a blocked kick in the SEC, Florida State LSU, end a game. Yeah. So everybody understand your assignments, and lining everybody up and calling that timeout to make sure. Now, in this circumstance, again, if you run through the math, I guess I have to do it, and I can't do it right this second. But the play-by-play, yeah, that was their second timeout. They did call one when Texas A&M got the ball after the field goal, so that was their second of they. So they would have had two timeouts when Texas A&M had the ball instead of one. But it was a decision as to whether do we not rush everybody out there, but just kind of let everybody go out there, try the field goal, or do we take the timeout, try to make sure everybody's set, everybody's settled, everybody understands their assignments. And so he chose one of the two. I don't find any fault in that, although you should be able to get out on the field. It wasn't a rush situation. It wasn't like the clock was running and there was 7 seconds left, like you see a fire drills every so often, and you've got to rush everybody out there, and nobody's got timeouts, the clock's running, you got to get out there and just snap and kick.
Yeah.
So